Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. I don't have any coffee this morning. The Fed is secretly increasing the repo program. And let me tell you how they're doing it. They are recording it, but they aren't telling us other than a footnote. Let me show you what happened. So in the statement on November 14th is when they expanded the program. I've talked about that before. And this is the Fed notification statement regarding repurchase operations. Open Market Trading Desk and the Federal Reserve Bank has released a schedule of repurchase agreements, repo operations, for the monthly period from November 15th through December 12th. So they're saying from November 15th through December 12th, here's all we're going to have to do. This was on November 14th in accordance with the directive, blah, blah, blah. And they also say they added 3 additional term repos. I was jumping up and down saying, I told you they're expanding. Well, that wasn't enough. It was not enough. Here's how I found that out. You go to, from this page right here, they have right at the bottom the repurchase agreement operational details. It tells you how much and when. So I go there, click on that, and it has a schedule of overnight and term repurchase agreement operations, and it goes day to day. Now, here's how they do it. They'll tell you the operation date. Well, the top, they talk about the daily overnights. And I'll get to that in a second. I add all these up on the chart that I have on the private road and on Patreon. So I'll show you that chart for everybody today because this is important. So this is the chart. This is not the same chart they gave us on the 14th. Today is December 5th. So just for the month, they have already changed the chart. And let me show you where they notate that. So they'll tell you the day, the time, overnight operation dates, at least 120 billion, at least, which is crazy. At least means it could be any number, right? At least 35 billion. That's the least amount. But here's the deal. If you go down, you scroll down, you look at upcoming operations. Today there was one for at least 35 billion, and it came in at, tell you right here, 28.7 billion. So at least 35, but it came in at 28.7. But look at this, which is the interesting note. See these little stars by Monday the 2nd, which was a couple days ago, and Monday the 9th. You go down here and it says this calendar was updated on 11/25. So they put out the calendar on 11/14 and they updated it on 11/25 to increase the aggregate limit for 42-day repo operation scheduled for 12/2 to at least, from at least 15 to at least 25. So they had to increase it $10 billion just from the November posting. Then they did it again on December 2nd, the same day as they did that increase. They said, oh shit, we need some more. Let's look out in the future. They increased it another 10 billion on the repo scheduled for 12/9. So that's 20 billion more added to the total if it's used up, which it will be. That's the only reason they are saying that. So today we have a pretty big repo of 78.7 billion just today. That's the overnight. And then there's the term repo, 14 days on December 5th of 28.7. What does this all mean? Right now, as of today, the banks need $355 billion tonight, just for the night, to stay afloat. Just for the night. $355 billion. Now let's look a little closer at this. This is the chart I do for the private road members and Patreon members. But you look down here and you can see the overnights are increasing steadily. Starting, I don't have the full schedule. It started from only like 5 or 10 billion. Now it went to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Jumped to 100, then backed off a little because they added some other types of repos, some term repos and some more treasury purchases. So the term repos right now, as of today, with the 28.7, we have to subtract the expiring term repo of 29.2. Now that was put on back on November 21st. See, these term repos, it's a full repo. They just put it in different categories so they don't have to increase every day, because it would expose how much money they actually need. So to figure out how much money they actually need, you got to do a bunch of calculations and add up stuff, and then add the U.S. Treasury purchases, which is on top of that, and that's cumulative. So for the cumulative, I add all the purchases, Treasury purchases, I add all the term repos, no matter what the term is, because every single one of them is getting rolled over, as you can see from this chart. When it expires, it gets rolled over, almost the exact amount, sometimes a little lower. But then when it's too low, they have to jump the overnight. So you gotta do some calculations. If you're a member of Road to Ruta, you know this because you can see it every day that the banks post. Now some of the data lags a little bit from when I wake up and do this, but we're right at $355 billion is needed for tonight. One night only. No, it's not one night because some of these term repos are expiring later on. And then you have the U.S. Treasury purchases, which are permanent. Those are the strict bailouts. Theoretically, those people, okay, commentators, listen, guys, those of you talking about the repos and you're trying to add up how much the banks are being bailed out by, you can't add every overnight bailout and say, oh, there's another 70 billion on top of another 70 billion, 140 billion, and then the night before was 70 billion, that's 210 billion. That's not how it works because those loans are paid back the next day. So it's a little more complicated than that. No, there hasn't been trillions of dollars in bailouts. I keep hearing people say that. It's not true. It's the repo market, the overnight repurchase market. It's the shortest term money you can get. It's supposed to be the cheapest, and the problem is the banks don't trust each other anymore, so the Fed had to jump in and take probably rehypothecated assets. Nobody really knows at this point, and bail out some banks. So it is not trillions of dollars that the Fed is creating. These are one-night loans. They get paid back. But the reality is they get rolled over and over again. That's why it's important to add them all up properly. And that's where we hit $355 billion for tonight. Tonight only $355 billion. It won't stop. And I've said this for a long time. It'll only increase. And this sign right here, that the repurchase agreements, they're secret little, we're gonna bump the numbers a little bit because I think we're gonna be short, and they were short, so they had to bump the numbers up 20 billion, which is important because it's all part of the stealth way to bail out these banks overnight. If they said tonight we need $355 billion in repos, then the world would be up in arms. Instead, they say, oh, we only need $78 billion. Well, by the way, there's a term repo of 14 days. That's another $28 billion. Oh, by the way, we've had U.S. Treasury purchases on cumulative with the term repos. It's $276 billion. Plus the 78 is 355. If they said we have 355 billion in bailouts, people would go crazy. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I will keep an eye on this for you guys. Join, if you're not on a private road, join Patreon because I post this on Patreon as well. It's only $10 a month. What a bargain. And you get other stuff as well. Now, something really exciting that my lovely wife just created, a raw food reboot webpage. This is just awesome. You got to go check out this. I'll put a link below this video. It's Raw 21 Reboot is the rebranded name of the 21-day cleanse. It is now the Raw Food Reboot. And we are doing it again come January. It is free. It is a free service. Amy works her ass off. You can donate to her, but it is a free service for all the Road to Ruta members, anybody on YouTube, anybody you want. And it's a really easy way to get healthy quick by eating real food, raw food. So go to raw21reboot.com and check out Amy's new webpage. It's really cool. And if you want to get emails, go to contact Click on that. There's myself and Amy. And all kinds of ways to contact Amy. But what you want to do is reach out to me below. Put your name, your email address, and just under subject say, I want to do the cleanse. I want information about the cleanse, or all the information is on the website. But that'll get you into the system to get the blog emails and stuff like that. So go check it out. It's really cool. There's so much information on this thing. And to see what the reboot is, let me see. Let me see when the next one is. So let me go to the first page and go down. It goes, how does it work? Is the reboot for me? Here we are. We will be kicking off our next reboot, 21-day reboot, Monday, January 6th, 2020. So prepare yourselves. Not get fattened up like I did for the holidays. No, prepare yourselves by getting ready, getting your food ready. Before then, read some of the benefits of this stuff. The goals and the benefits. It's amazing. And then all recipes for raw food recipes. Amy's done a great job. And what it is, 3 weeks. Click on the reboot. Check it out. 3 weeks. You can spare 3 weeks of your day to get your cholesterol down, to get your weight down, to get your vibration up. It works. I've done it. You guys have seen me do it on camera. And then you hit on the reboot. It shows what you can eat, what you can't eat, things like that, helpful tips, suggestions. It's all here. Amy, you did an amazing job on this. And hey, give her a donation. She's poor. If you want to give her a donation, right here on donations. But the reboot, it's the new 21, the raw food reboot. That's the new rebrand. It is 21 days, but we've took out the 21 days cleanse. It's not really a cleanse. It's rebooting your system. So check it out. I will also put this on the road to Ruta, which is right here. I'll put it right below the Toby Weir Memorial Fund. Thank you guys. Oh, by the way, thank you for contributing. We're up to $6,200 of a $10,000 goal. Bitcoin Ben is going to do is doing a live stream for Toby, giving away all kinds of stuff on Saturday. I think at 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. on Saturday, because he couldn't. YouTube won't let you do a full day. He wanted to do like 12 hours Toby-a-thon, which is awesome. Great man, that Bitcoin Ben. But I'd love to get it up to 10,000 to give to New Style Motherlode, Toby's dance company, to help underprivileged kids and to pay for costumes and shows and stuff like that, because they work on a shoestring budget. All right. And also, if you want to join the road to Ruta, hit subscribe today, and you'll get the coolest coin ever, silver coin, by the way. Yes, I did buy some more silver yesterday at just around $17. You are going to laugh at $17 when the shit hits the fan in silver, because the JP Morgan RICO charges are coming. They are coming. RICO meaning racketeering. JP Morgan Chase is going down, along with Jamie Dimon and Blythe Masters. Keep an eye on that. And at that point, this purchase of a 1-year Road to Ruta subscription will pay for itself, and you also get a very token in the box. So check it out. Join the Road to Ruta and get yourself onto the raw food reboot. Hit contact and fill out the form so you can get on Amy's list. And then we start in January, and we all need it. We'll know we'll need it after the holidays, right? All right, this is Bix. Talk to you later.